October 14th, 2023. Yahoo! Hi, everyone. Happy, it feels like fall anyway, right? So want to kind of kick off the meeting. Anyone have anything else they'd like to add to the agenda? All right. Any opposition to just moving forward with the agenda as it is? All right. We're rolling. Okay. Communications and correspondence. We haven't gotten any official correspondence other than Planning Commission did approve the SCAP plan. There was, I had some markups and some updates based on some feedback we had gotten. So it went to the graphics person today to kind of update so it's a complete document and not a marked up document to go to the Board of Trustees in October. So, woohoo! Yeah, step one. And it was unanimous, and we're going to, at our next meeting, kind of confirm with the two people that were absent so that they can also kind of affirm their support for it. So we can say it was unanimous by all of the planning commissioners. So that's correspondence. Move to no presentations, public comment. Anything from Rob or Pam?
Not me today, thank you.
Hi. And thanks for being our backup recording, Rob. All right, then we'll go ahead and the website is continuing to be updated. I don't know if people have explored it, but now it's really nice. It has the different, kind of task force focus groups. And so the idea is we can add, change, continue to evolve the resources under those sections. So that can be, and Mary Gillis has been great to work with. And I think in the future, I think any group that has some additional resources or whatever can actually work directly with Mary to say, hey, can you add this? Can you take this off? Or this link isn't working. So just continue to evolve the website. Okay. That's just the, I added in the email today, it was sort of a summary, Kathy and Norm, thank you so much for kind of overseeing the interns over the summer. They finished up, we have a brochure that we're going to print, and we have a budget to be able to print that, and that will be available both for, if you go into Township Hall, there's sort of a distribution of newsletter, different materials. It will reside there, as well as being distributed at the Sustainability Fair. And we have to kind of decide how many to print, etc. But anyway, that kind of trifold is ready to go to the printer. So we'll have that as a resource, and that'll be around for the Sustainability Fair. I just wanted to say, I thought that, we have, a poster that can go up. We have that trifold. We have a good start on the website. And I think what we can do now is, I have all the HOAs and so forth, and we will push that out this month. So that people will know about the Sustainability Fair, know about the website update for sustainability resources, and then push that out to the contact list that we have of HOAs and folks that were interested in our sustainability work. So
and Pam Boyd News Group?
And yes.
Wait, Pam Boyd, what?
Gotcha.
The newsletter.
Oh, yes,
If
I
you-
keep meaning to put one out, but
Yeah.
I've got a grandson that I babysit for.
Uh-huh.
Yay.
So
How old?
he's 9 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Very fun.
Jan, what's the intention of the trifold? Where will that be distributed to?
That's going to be available at the Sustainability Fair as well as at Township Hall. And some of that is incorporated in the fall newsletter. You know, we kind of got multi-use out of the things. Yeah. Bob.
Is it also a PDF that can be emailed around?
Yes. Yeah. And in fact, if you go into the email that I sent, if you open Kathy Javaniski's email, it's attached to that. There's a front and a back, basically. So we can make a PDF of it and be able to distribute that as well. Yep. So, all right. Yeah. So the big kind of agenda item tonight is sort of the status of the sustainability fair. And before we get to that, I just wanted to check in with a couple of things that are ongoing with the different task force groups. Dana, I know you were working on a agricultural production survey. You want to just kind of talk about that a little bit? Have you been able to get the maps or anything?
Yeah, Jan, I was able to get aerial mapping with parcels on it from CWA. And I have completed the field work and inventory of the entire township as far as what's currently under agricultural production. I guess I want to talk to you maybe after the meeting about what our next step might be with, putting that information into map form or however you want it.
Yeah, because maybe we can talk to Norm, who I'm going to ask next, because he's working on, we've got some data from SEMCOG satellite data and so forth. And I don't know, Norm, if, what Dana did is he took and he surveyed physically what was being produced on the different parcels within Scio. And so I don't know if that's something we can somehow map or how we might.
Well, that would be immensely valuable to us as ground truth. We need to map out what's on the ground in terms of very spatial terms of where the fields are. So the parcel name won't help us in terms of getting an accurate acreage, but the crop type or what its use is will be very, very valuable. So yes, I'd like to talk with you about that soon.
Yeah. Okay. So if go ahead, Dana.
Is there anyone in attendance on the Land Preservation Commission by any chance?
No. Tim can.
When I was doing the work, I remembered the presentation that we had by Barry Lonick, and he had a map on there of I guess prioritizing all the properties in the township, for adding to the land preservation inventory.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't want to repeat work that maybe had done already. I gotta believe that Barry has a very good handle on all these agricultural properties.
He doesn't know specifically. I don't think spatially we know what's being produced. So if you can work with Norm, because Norm is doing an inventory of tree canopy, impervious surfaces, and the agriculture part is also what we want to track. So, and Norm does satellite work, but obviously what you've done, if he can then put the actual crops that are being produced, then we can get the statistics on it and track it. And maybe do, an ongoing survey every few years where, we actually kind of keep that data going. So have you met, and it's Norm Roller, and Norm is the norm here.
Hello.
So moving forward, Jan, you think I should work with Norm as opposed to going back to CWA and having them?
Yeah, let's do, because Norm is doing that inventory, and we will use it. We're going to give accurate data back to SEMCOG because some of their data isn't so good, and also use it. And then Norm can also feed his data back to CWA, so that we get a little more accurate picture of our actual land use. Because there's sort of the zoning and, land use. And then what CWA does is they use the SEMCOG data. And what we're trying to do with Norm, who's doing this voluntarily, by the way, thank you, getting more accurate data. And Norm, you want to describe a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Well, the thing that we've got that we're facing in a lot of these situations with these data is that we have parcels and things like that, and everything's recorded by a parcel, but that's not exactly the area that's under crop or impervious or something like that. So we're trying to get an accurate spatial measure of what's out there and have it be consistent with all the categories, have the categories be compressible so we can match previous surveys, but we can also service all the other folks who are doing different kinds of surveys currently. Somebody might need, a certain kind of agriculture, like summer crop. So we might be able to pick that out, or pasture, or something like that. So we're hoping we can do those kinds of things. They're doable. They're a little complex, and that's what our company does. It's the complex. So we're going to work on that, and we're basically going to produce two reports. One is a updating and a current map of all the categories that people tell us they need, or at least we're going to try to do that. And then second, we're going to bring spatial analysis of polygons, which are related to vegetation types. So we can look at the vertical and the horizontal structure of the vegetation in the township and start to apply the types of statistics that look at the interconnectivity, the juxtaposition, the interspersion of different vegetation types, and look at that with respect to humans' habitat quality and nature's habitat quality, and see how they meet. So it's going to be a very interesting study. It will be on the ground floor of I think most governmental units using that kind of information. But it should be fascinating, and I think I'll be encouraging all of you to participate in one form or another. I don't know if I've said too much or too little at this point. I don't want to sound like a fire hose and just be blasting everybody. But we want to get as much information back that we know that we can collect and use to train our algorithms, and then we can make a better map. And right now, there's conflict between the previous maps that exist that were done with different sources. So we can't do anything about that because we can't go back in time. But we can get a map that's good at the present time and say, well, this map agrees with what we're doing now, or this map doesn't agree with what we got now. So it gives us more confidence in which one to work with, and that may allow us to get better trend information, because we like to know, are things getting better or are things getting worse?
All right. Well, I'll get with you, Norm, and I'll provide the information I have, and you can
that would be just
figure out. You can add it to your mapping. That'd be great.
Yeah. And then, go ahead.
What year was it? Would this be 1920 or 2022? Rather, sorry, 2022, the year last year.
This is an accurate survey. He just did it. So 2023.
Okay,
yeah, I just did it, and I used the CWA gave me aerial mapping that said was May of this year. It's from the county. County GIS, and they claimed it was May, and it looked.
Oh yeah,
it looked appropriate for the state of the vegetation. Let's put it that way.
So that's what was growing in the field this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. That's what I'm trying to keep that straight.
Yeah.
All right, that's wonderful. That's great news.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Coming together.
Yeah, and then Norm, one of the things that I ended up promising is
Okay.
we need to finish up what is the tree fund policy and how we're going to spend the funds that are in the tree fund. And the tree fund, for folks that aren't aware of it, is when developers come in and develop a site, there is a I don't know, an algorithm that it depending on how many trees get cut down, they have to replace them. And you can't just, depending on the size of the tree, is how many additional trees you need to plant. And oftentimes they can't plant as many trees as our zoning ordinance requires. And so there's a payment, and it's roughly about $450 for every tree that they have to, smaller tree that they have to plant. And so if you take down a really big tree, you have more trees that you have to plant. So what we're trying to do is come up with a policy for how those funds get used. And so part of this will be looking at the tree canopy where the township, especially in residential areas, is the canopy is sparse, and sort of prioritize areas where we want to increase the tree canopy, and also where the existing tree canopy needs reinforcement, especially in some of the township areas. Key is you got to have somebody who's going to take responsibility for maintenance of those trees, because it's going to take protection and watering for several years, so we don't lose them. So anyway, that's one use that's going to happen very quickly with the data. What's that?
Can I jump in just for a minute on that? The second report we're talking about with the structure would help, I think, evaluate what the worth of the individual trees is, because a big tree might be worth more in an isolated situation than in a forest, or maybe vice versa. So
very interesting.
A lot more credible valuations of that than.
Very cool. Very, very, very interesting. So then we can actually use that data to update our tree ordinance too. Cool. All right. So look at this, it's getting we're turning some research and some of our work into something that's very valuable and useful for the township. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Norm. All right, I'm going to let me see, share the spreadsheet so we can kind of talk through the planning for the sustainability fair. We have one more meeting after this to kind of finish up the planning. So I want to make sure we're kind of set on what we need here. This is not a glorious spreadsheet, but a working spreadsheet. Can everyone see that okay? All right. So I laid out, being an architect, went in and measured the utility bay, and we can fit basically 17 tables. Some of them are 6 feet and some of them are 8 feet. And then we can have one table outside. I have a little 8x8 pop-up tent that we can use if the weather isn't so good. And I was thinking maybe some of the EV stuff could be on the outside. So that sort of gives us physically, what we can fit. And so that gives us kind of 18 tables. And we have some people confirmed. So I was thinking we should have a table that sort of welcomes people. And I'm trying to come up with some ideas of, maybe giving people especially kids, like a stamped card that they can go through. And if they at least go to a table if they get a stamp from energy, mobility, natural ecosystems, water, the food, the materials waste, and resilience, they can get a little free gourd or maybe an apple or, something like that, that make it kind of fun, and do it like per family or something like that. If other people have some ideas on how we could do that, because what you want to do is engage people so they kind of have fun, but they go and they visit all the tables and kind of, engage with all of the different aspects of sustainability. So that was sort of what I was thinking there. Energy, we do have Homeland Solar confirmed. Meadowlark is actually a business in Scio. They have a net zero. It's on Liberty. I don't know if people are familiar with them. They also do very efficient home renovations, can talk about heat pumps, air sealing, insulation, all those kinds of things. So they're a Scio business, but they also do what they say. So having a net zero business represented is kind of cool. I do have Julie Roth from the city of Ann Arbor, who runs their Solarize program, and we'll pair with a table with the 2030 district and just talk about inflation reduction at resources. And there's a really neat case studies in Rewire America, and just talking about how people can reduce their energy use and electrify their homes. So that's sort of the focus there. I'm working on trying to get, I think Meadowlark can deal, can cover air barrier and some of the heat pump and geo things. I'm trying to get someone to do a demonstration. You can get the induction cooking hot plates or something, so people can really see what induction cooking is all about. Mobility, we do have.
Hey Jan.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a portable induction cooktop. It's a single burner.
Okay.
I could bring that, but the one thing I would caution is one of the biggest advantages of induction cooking is that it can boil your water much faster, and to be able to realize that advantage, you really need the built-in induction cooktop that's connected to 240 volts. Like you need the induction cooktops on the actual ranges. So these portable induction cooktops, they can't really demonstrate the biggest advantage of those cooktops.
Okay, I will see if there's anything in there that has a 240. Well, I'll just see if there's anything there. I suspect not, although they were talking about being prepped for vehicle charging, but that may not even be a 240. I don't know. I'll check on that, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe just thinking aloud, so the other advantage aside from boiling your water really quickly is precise temperature control. So maybe we could melt chocolate and hold it at that temperature, and have strawberries and hand out strawberries and chocolate that doesn't burn. So yeah, maybe we could just verbalize that with a built-in one, you could boil water really fast. But I'd be happy to bring my induction cooktop.
Okay. All right, great. I've also reached out because I know they had a demonstration going with the electrification expo that Ann Arbor did. I'm trying to find out who did that and see if we can get that too. So, but thank you. That's great. That's great to know.
Sure.
Jan,
Yeah.
congratulations. I guess we're having our first commercial net zero project that has now been approved. I believe at least approved through Planning Commission, right?
No, it was BOT.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Is there would a presentation or something of that project be of any value?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I could ask Lithia if they would do that, because it is an interesting project in that, it's I mean, most of most of it is going to be like My Green Power. But they are doing all electric, and they have the charging stations as well as battery backup for the chargers. And they're all fast chargers. So and they're doing a lot of good stormwater, native landscaping, that type of thing. So that might be an interesting project to do. And it covers a lot of things
of what we want our future to look like. So I thought it might be kind of neat. And I don't know if I read this correctly, but is there some community solar involved in that project? They talked about selling electricity to nearby residences.
No,
Okay.
you can't do that yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, very good.
That isn't, it might be by the end of this legislative session, but not yet.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
They do have some solar though, don't they? On their
Oh, yeah.
charging stations?
They have the canopies and
and the EV
that are specifically
EV
charging
park.
for for the vehicles. And I mean, I haven't heard confirmation. I am assuming they have been working with DTE, because 12 fast chargers is a big draw.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope they are working with them.
Because they promised a lot. So we'll see. Okay. Anyway, yeah. That is cool. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. My guess is a mixture. I mean, I have to tell you, DTE is scrambling right now. And there have been several projects, even in Ann Arbor, where you'd think there'd be, adequate power, that have not been able to get the load from DTE that they require. So, yeah, I'm sure they want it because they're going to be using it as well. So they're definitely trying. And I think they're contracting with ChargePoint, and they do have the advantage having the battery storage, because that helps to balance peak loads and things like that. So hopefully that will allow a little higher charging. Yeah. But you're right. They haven't been very precise about it, which indicates they probably haven't completely, they haven't gotten clear indication. But they did move from when they were in Planning Commission, they were still using gas for just in their the repair bays, and they confirmed when they went to BOT it was all electric. So they did pass on the gas, so that's cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I saw that, I about freaked out, because that was nowhere in the draft development agreement.
No.
Yeah, well,
I agree, Jan. I agree with
Yeah.
Rob.
yeah, well, I think, I'm not sure all of the Board of Trustees understood what that was either, So anyway, so hopefully now we know that we don't take money from the trees. Okay. All right. Because I want to spend that money right where it needs to be spent. Okay. Then mobility. We did get confirmation, and thanks to Kathy for reaching out to AATA. They may not be able to have a person there, but they will definitely have materials. So we have some materials there. I also contacted DTE, and they're going to have they're sending them to me, so I'll know what they are. But it's information on EV purchases and charging stations and that kind of thing, specifically meant for residential consumers. Kathy also reached out to Wheels in Motion to hopefully get some other EV bikes or e-bikes, I should say. And then Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about what you were thinking?
With the EVs, so
Yeah.
I was going to bring, I own an EV and a PHEV, and I was going to bring those, and I also could bring my chargers. I know I have other friends that have different EVs that could be interested in coming, but I first wanted to confirm that logistically that would work, that there's enough space in the parking lot where we'll be set up for that. I want to get a sense of how many more EVs could we park in the parking lot and have their owners stand next to them and talk about their experience owning them.
Yeah, I think we've got, what's really nice is because we're in the utility bays, if you drive back there, I'm going to talk next week with Rich Hughes, who's the kind of interim utilities director. And part of it depends on the Washtenaw County has some of their farm equipment, no-till equipment and so forth out there, which I want somebody there talking about that too. But I think we have fun. I think we have that whole parking lot out there. So we can actually cone off a certain section as much as we need. So if we wanted to get, a variety of EV vehicles and bikes out there and have people talking about them, I think we have plenty of space. I don't know how many you were thinking of, but
So I'll bring my two,
mm-hmm.
and just tell me how many more EVs I could.
I
Friends with EVs,
I think you could do
like
8
2 more,
easily.
3 more.
Yeah,
8,
I think
you said?
you could do 8 total easily. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that I have that many friends with EVs, but I at least have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I just didn't want to reach out to them until I knew that there was space.
Yeah.
But that sounds like plenty of space.
Right.
The other thing I'll mention that I don't see here is I also am willing to bring my electric power equipment, electric yard equipment. That was a snow blower, chainsaw, leaf blower, backpack blower.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so set up tables for that.
Yeah, what I was thinking of was having you have that outside. I have a 8x8 little tent thing, and I think we could put your table, a 6-foot table under that 8-foot tent, and then you could have the yard equipment and all that, and so that would allow people to try stuff out there. And do you think that would work?
Yeah. At a minimum, just a place to display it all for them to look at, pick up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think as we get up, I will try and I'll get an aerial or a site plan or something like that, and we can kind of lay out where we think things are going. I laid out the inside, but I just looked out there, and there's a lot of nice parking areas, so we can, it sort of depends. I'm hoping that, we'll get to the conservation district and so that'll be good. That's awesome. So, and also if we get a variety of EVs from Wheels of Motion, I will bring I have a cargo EV that I can bring in. People are welcome to try it, or an e-bike. I shouldn't say EV, e-bike.
I've got an electric trike.
Do you have an electric trike? That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
An enduro version, off-road.
All right. Okay. All right. Anna Cone is off for a couple weeks, but I think PPP is in to do. They already have some boards and so forth about the different information about the different parks and preserves, and the idea would be to kind of have a schedule where she could take people out either using the walkway in between the fire department and Township Hall, or the Flyers Field, is sort of an active participatory event. Okay. And then I have contacted the Washtenaw County Conservation District, because they have their rain barrels there. They have all the no-till equipment that they make available to farmers and so forth. And Dana, I'm not sure if we know, I was going to ask Tim too. And I've asked Drew, who's the contact there, it'd be great if we could get a couple farmers that have used this equipment, or at least someone from the Conservation District, to talk about it. So they have their rain barrels that they sell, and they also do native plant sales and so forth. So that'll be kind of cool. And then the Water Resources Commission, I've contacted Evan Pratt. I think it'd be cool to get like a master rain gardener person, and to kind of talk about rain gardens and stormwater management, that kind of stuff. I have not heard back from Will Weber. They had a meeting today, but I'm pretty sure LPC will participate, so we can, have someone there that'll talk about all the preservation that's been happening in Scio. The Huron River Watershed Council, they don't have an available volunteer, but they're going to give us like their whole tabling and a lot of newsletters, information, and so forth. So we basically just need to recruit someone to look at that table. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have the Scio utilities there. They have like tops of fire hydrants and things like that. There'd be some kind of cool equipment that they might be able to. It's hanging out there. We might as well use it, right? It's in the bay. And just, talk about, this is, protection of water. This is actually distribution of water. And yeah.
Do you know Susan Bryan, who does the rain garden classes?
I do not.
Well, she might be a good person. She was just on WEMU yesterday discussing that. So she's a public figure as well as running classes.
Is it Brian?
Bryan, and she works for the MSU Extension Service.
Oh, okay, because I haven't reached out to them, but they're another good resource. Yeah, I should do that.
Susan Bryan.
Yeah, because they have their offices there too. They may even, I'm wondering. Yeah, they should do induction cooking in their little demonstration kitchen. Hey, but I need to reach out to them, because that would be cool. Because even people could even go there. We should remind people that they can, the home toxics program. There are a lot of things that people can learn about. All right, the ag. We do have confirmation. We do have a farm that's doing a CSA in Scio, and that's Blue Springs. It's north of the river. I have Dana. I was thinking that we should get Vestigard and/or Wing. Maybe I know Wing is going to be very busy because that's like the Sunday before Halloween, and they do all their fall stuff. What are your thoughts there? Hey, Dana, are you there? Can people hear me? Or did I freeze?
No, you're there.
No, we can hear you. Dana
Okay.
can't hear you. That's
Yeah,
all.
I'm sorry I had to leave for a minute. I just got back. You asked me.
It's fine. All of a sudden I'm wondering, did I do something? Just wondering, Wing Farm, it's right before Halloween. They have all sorts of stuff going on. Do you think they'd be able to participate, or should we reach out to Vestergaard?
Wing just had a open house public on last Sunday from 4
Okay.
to 8
cool.
o'clock.
Uh-huh.
It was very well attended, which is very nice. So, they just did that. So I don't know that they would want to participate again. But anyway,
Right.
and I don't really know Vestergaard.
Okay. Yeah, I think we may have to go through. I think who might know? Barry Lonick will know Vestergaard pretty well. Maybe I can ask him. And the other thing I was thinking, do you think, Dana, we have, some money, not a lot, but I was thinking it'd be really cool to have, I was thinking of approaching, I don't know where we could get it. It'd be nice if it was Scio based, but we may have to go to, Dexter Cider Mill or something. But it'd be cool to get a few bushels of apples and a few bushels of gourds or mini pumpkins or something like that. As if we have their little cards and they get stamps or stickers for the different focus areas, that they could take home or eat an apple or take home a gourd or something like that. Do you think and we could put a sign, donated from Wing Farm, or from Wing Farm if we need to pay for them? Do you think they might be open to something?
They've had gourds in the past, so might be able to do that.
Okay, because I don't want to deal with the big pumpkins. Just
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to think about apples.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know anyone other than I know John and Lorraine have some apple trees, but they wouldn't be able to, because we probably need, I'm thinking about, maybe, 50 to 100 gourds and 50 to 100 apples, something like that. And people could choose whether they wanted an apple or a gourd.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll think about it, but apple wise, yeah.
Yeah, I could probably go to. I'm going to go into the Dexter Cider Mill anyway. Maybe it's just something like that. It's close enough, right?
Yeah, it is, and I haven't been out to lesser farms in several years, but that's where we always got all our apples at.
Uh-huh.
Just west of Dexter. I don't know if they're still operating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Check on that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if you could talk to I can, if you want to see if Lesser would be.
Yeah, I'll check that out, and I'll
check out
Wing
for some gourds.
If they have any gourds or not.
Yeah. And you know what? We have a little bit of a budget, so if they give us a discount, or we could gladly do some advertising for them too.
All right, that sounds fine.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Dina. All right. Let's see. LPC. So we have utilities, Build Springs Park, Westford. I'll ask Tim to follow up with Honeybee, because I think he knows those folks pretty well. And then Karen, how are your worms? Is Karen on here? Yeah, she was earlier.
I think she had to leave.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to bring her worm tower. And I also think we have everyone got those a pretty nice brochure on recycling and so forth for Scio, so we can have a few of those. Any other thoughts from materials and waste? Charlie?
No, I was going to agree with you on those brochures.
Mhm.
Anything that we produced would really be redundant with that, even though most of them should have got that in the mail anyway. Why not
Yeah.
get another one in front of them?
Yeah, and just
One thing that brochure doesn't mention is what is acceptable to put in the compost bin that GFL picks up each week.
Okay.
So
we need GFL. Maybe they will help out compost.
It's defined in the contract,
Okay.
which is on our website, but I'm sure no one is aware of that. It's like a 50-page document, and it's one small section.
Okay.
So
The contract is on the website.
the contract is on the website, but we don't call out this particular section.
Okay. All right. So we need to get that information. All right. Okay. The other thing I wanted to share with the materials and waste group is that I found out that the funding for that brochure did come out of that $40,000 we have. I don't know how much of it, how much that was for the printing of the brochure and the mailing, or if GFL contributed to it or not. But anyway, I do have a request that you guys, so this would be Charlie and Jeff and Karen, work with Joyce, our township manager, to figure out, I think you have some proposals for expanding, bringing back the recycling in the back of the township hall, or if we're going to contribute to the composting, or what we want to do. But we need to get that, figure out the proposal, get that in front of the BOT, because they have to actually, even though it's budgeted, they need to approve it. So
yeah, for an update on that,
mhm.
Jeff and I have been working with Joyce and Will.
Great.
The last thing is they had another meeting with GFL and asked for Jeff's and mine comments, which we provided. Jeff also gave him some information on a possible electronics recycling event.
Yeah.
But now we have not heard back from them yet. So sure,
Okay.
we're just tied up with stuff. But that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm pretty sure we're going to go forward with the GFL situation, and just a matter of when and exactly how.
They also sounded very interested in doing the electronics event, but
Mhm.
for the moment, the ball is in their court,
Okay.
and I've got enough
Yeah.
going on. I haven't pestered them.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah,
If we don't hear from them
calendar.
shortly, we can change that.
Every 2 weeks, pester them.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Just 2 weeks, that works. And if we know anything by the time of this event, it would be great to announce something. I don't know if it would get through the BOT that fast, but, or, the other thing would be cool is to have, with materials and waste, some, if somebody wanted to put together a map of where all the, where you can get, the lumberjacks they have that warehouse of urban wood. You could put the recycling spots. You could have something on home toxics. If you wanted to put a poster or something together, I think that would be very helpful. In addition to the brochures. So
That sounds like a great idea. Unfortunately, I'm
time?
going to be out of town next week, so I can't even make the fair, which bums me out. My senior intern is going to be representing me. I may or may not have a table for my company, but if not, I've assigned her to be the ambassador, so I'll make sure she comes by whatever displays we have.
Yeah, I think what we'll have is like a materials and waste table, that'll have the vermiculture piece and the, whatever you guys want to display, and, company with, whatever you want. So yeah, make sure we have contact information for that person. That would be great. Okay, cool.
I will send her your way for sure.
Okay. All right, it'd be good. And then I'm going to work with the fire department on this resilience piece. There might also be some information from the Red Cross. I know there are some like suggested kits, kind of like checklists of things that you should have, kind of a to-go bag, if you will, for homes and so forth. So, just doing a little residential family kind of resilience piece there, as well as talk a little bit about, I'm going to talk to the fire department if they want to handle this kind of, this is the community. This was something that was added, actually. Did I talk about this last time? Yeah, I think I did. The idea for the community emergency response teams, where you have individuals that are trained throughout the community that can.
And Jan, we haven't done very much with that committee lately because of the fire SAD thing. And Chief is looking into the last meeting we heard he's looking into figuring out who can give us classes, that those who volunteer are going to need to take a specific set of classes. So haven't heard much.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hopefully within a month we can at least have an idea of where we're going with that. All right. So that's what we've got so far, folks. Thoughts, additions?
I think it sounds exciting.
I'm getting excited.
I think it sounds great. I wanted to ask, how are we advertising for this? How are we making sure that it's well attended?
Yeah. So we know we will, I'm going to try, we can for sure get an article in the Sun-Times. I'm hoping M Live will cover it. We're going out to, we have emails for the HOAs and so forth. Some of them are really good at saying, oh yeah, we'll send out an email. Others say, well, we don't have an email going out, so tough luck. Those are the ones that have management companies that, they charge per email or something like that. But anyway, Pam is going to definitely, sent out, and we're going to have we do have some yard signs that'll go up the week of that, and the fire department's going to advertise with us for us with the Halloween event. So that's the plan. So any other ideas?
Yeah, and there's
I think we're
township newsletter going out. It will be in there.
Yeah, it's in the township newsletter. Yes, and that people should receive before the fair. Yep, or before the date. Yeah, yep, it's in the newsletter.
The township website.
Yeah. Okay. In the events page. I need to call them immediately because I don't know when that goes to print. Okay. Also,
about the website, putting a banner at the top.
Oh yeah, banner on website.
And then for the signs, the yard signs, I live on Dexter and Arbor Road. I get a lot of traffic in front of my house. So if you need places to put them,
okay. Oh, okay. Because what we can do is get double use of some of the yard signs and, have them up, and then the day of the event, you can bring them to the event so we can put arrows on them and get people there. Yeah, because we're gonna do some cross, so the folks that are going to the Halloween party will also get directed over to Township Hall.
Do we have a digital PDF flyer of the event? Or
yes, we do.
Okay. Can you email that to
Yep.
the group? My wife is involved in the Ann Arbor Moms Facebook group, and she can post on that group.
Okay. Well, I will send that to everyone, so you can send it out to your networks. And then I also have, some sustainability networks too. The other thing would be to, like, 242 might be able to post it. And there might be some other businesses that might post things. Most businesses don't like to post stuff like that, but yeah. Okay.
Jan,
Yeah.
since, what is it? The bike, I'm trying to remember the name of the bike shop that you're going to have there. Can they put one up on their property in front?
Oh, okay.
I mean, since they're going to be involved in the event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we can put some up in the. I didn't order that many yard signs. Maybe increase that order, huh? But maybe the DDA might be able to, put some out. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't ask our sign ordinance folks.
Don't ask.
About these. But anyway.
Well, one thing we could do.
What's that?
So the PDF.
Yes.
Like I imagine it's 8.5 by 11.
Mm-hmm.
If it probably wouldn't cost too much to print those out in color, and if we had a volunteer go to local businesses and ask if they could post them in their storefronts, like Panera, Starbucks, DKY Sushi. I would, if I don't have a color printer, but if those can be printed, I can help with that.
Okay, I can print some up. I think I'm going to be going to Printech does the printing for Scio, and I think they give them a discount and stuff. So I'll put that together and see if we can get, because if we can get a few of those up, that'd be great. Okay, so add to the yard signs. Great.
Last idea, sorry. Is there a contact I forget the office in the city of Ann Arbor, the sustainability office, but I know they have a listserv. Perhaps they can broadcast. We can ask them.
I can absolutely ask them to do that. They have a listserv of they call them their partners or whatever. Yeah, and it's multiple organizations, so we can see. And then I have another, like through the Ecology Center, another network that I will send that information out to. Okay. Yeah, you were going to handle Boy Scouts. I was going to handle Girl Scouts. Okay, if you want to email me, did you email me the list? I mean, I'm glad to contact them if you want. Because I was thinking we do need some people. It would be nice to have some muscle to help set up. We have to kind of decide when we want to set up. The tables and chairs will be delivered sometime on Saturday. So we could do, late afternoon on Saturday, or we could do, like 11:30 would probably be the latest that we want to set up the tables. It doesn't take that long to, put up 18 tables if you have, 6 people. Thoughts on that? Anybody have any, robust teenagers that might want to help out? So we may need to rely, and I also have some contacts with the University of Michigan and might be able to get some students to help out. Okay. Students. Okay, because we will need a little bit of help there, I think. And if there's anyone that is really interested, it'd be cool to have, like, during, I also need emails from people who will actually be there from 1 to 4 to man tables and talk to people. I was thinking it'd be cool to have some, either high school students or college students that could, kind of help, be ambassadors and kind of engage people as they come in and welcome them in, say, hey, come check this out. This is how you, kind of walk through and engage with everything that's going on. It'd be fun to have that kind of engagement with folks. So it's not just like, okay, there are some tables, there are, some EVs. What does all this mean and how do I engage with it? So anyway, that was my thought. Anybody know any cool teenagers? Are we all too old or too young?
That's kind of it. It's like a 9-week-old or yeah, no.
Okay, I'll reach out to some of the interns that Scio's been working with and that I've been working with at the U of M and see if we can get some students and I don't know, there might be some other. I'm trying to think. I don't know how old Chris Cheng's kids are. I'll have to find out. Yeah, we'll have to target some folks that have some kids that are the right age, right? And also, I know, like the Ann Arbor ambassadors, there may be some volunteer ambassadors that might be able to help us out that way. Okay. Any other thoughts? All right, then do email me with a confirmation. I know right now Chris Ferrone for sure is going to be there, and Karen Duff is for sure going to be there. Anyone else want to give me your RSVPs for attendance?
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Okay, Charlie's going to be there. Okay.
I'll be there too, Jan.
Okay, great.
I can't commit. I'm probably picking grapes.
Oh, that's a tough job. Are you going to be up north?
Most likely.
Okay. And Bob, okay. All right. Hey, Norm, do you want to do any of do you need, can you put some of your satellite stuff on a screen or no?
Well, we could do it on the screen. Some blow up images, that would be on like easels. That might be easier to
Okay.
get a little section of going on. We could put up the current map and a map of 1920 or something like that. Show it's changed.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
That would be a big dramatic effect.
Yeah. Great idea.
I'll see if I can put together some sort of a little visual thing like that.
Okay, that'd be very cool. Thank you. All right.
Uh-huh. Right. Yep. Yep. I think we could maybe do a sampling of that, starting with a earliest map to, aerial photo to a satellite image to a map of the current.
Yeah, because the detail too is incredibly different. Yeah, that would be fascinating. Yeah, talking about technology pieces. Yeah, very cool.
Hey, Jan, I know you talked about getting Dexterson Times and maybe MLive to do something beforehand, but what also might be interesting is to invite them to come and be there and then write an article of it during it, or, for after the fact, because that would give you more exposure that you could use later on, just as a thought.
That is a good thought. I think sometimes we'd be able to do that for sure. We'll see about M Live, but sometimes actually they're pretty good at engaging. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts? Okay, then let me stop the share here. All right. I'm in the dark. Didn't turn on any lights. All right. Then I think, let me go back to agenda here. All right. We just have August 5th. Then hopefully we'll be pulling everything together and finalizing our plans. And we did make the newsletter deadline thanks to our interns. And my minutes were, I have to say, any other public comment and any other announcements from anybody?
I'm good.
All right. Very cool. Thank you. You guys, I don't treat you as public. I treat you as sort of contributors at this point. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate all your help and contributions. All right. Is it okay if we just kind of approve the minutes as poorly written as they are?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any opposed? All right. We'll put those into the documentation. And any other announcements? Very cool. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the contributions and the ideas, and you are awesome. Yahoo! This is really exciting. It's fun. This is what ESTF now will be doing is, the engagement, the research, supporting the efforts to, achieve our goals. So thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Yes, thanks.
All right. And enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.